What's going on, fellow currency lovers? Let's jump into another video where we look through my loose bills and see if we can find things that are collectible or are worth more than face value, if I can talk. All right, let's get to it. Starting off, I'll go pretty quick through these, but in short, what are we looking for? Error notes, things misprinted on the note, so if the seals are misprinted, serial numbers, any portions of the note, ink issues. Of course, if there's missing parts of the notes, which would be really, really rare, but super valuable. And a bunch of other stuff. Fancy serial numbers, patterns in the serial numbers, so on and so forth. So let's get started with this Series 2017 A $10 note. This thing's beat up. If you watch any of my videos, you know I love me the beat up notes. That doesn't necessarily mean that if you find something that is collectible, it's going to be worth nothing, but it does affect the value. Nothing on the front or back of those. Or on that one, rather. 2013 $5 note. This is post the early 2000s redesign. Let me zoom in just a hair more. That way you can really kind of see what's going on here. Nothing in the serial number. It has a cool kind of mix of 3s, 2s, 4s, whatever. But not a pattern enough for me to hold on to. Really beat up. It'd be hard to tell if this is an ink smear or some sort of error, or if it's just kind of damage to the note, which I'd guess is the case. Kind of cool. Some 4s, some 3s, some 1s. If these were all clumped together, I'd probably hold on to it. A little bit of excess ink from the back of the note. Sometimes it's a wet ink transfer, and what I'm referring to is this ink here is probably just a press through from them recently kind of putting on excess of ink onto the plates that print the notes, and it kind of pressed through. And flop that around. 2013 Series $1 note. Tons of these printed in star notes for 2013, especially the B series. So if it's a B here for the Federal Reserve seal, those can actually have duplicates to those star notes. So that's something to keep an eye out for if you do come across a nice replacement note. Nothing going on in the back. A little bit of damage to the middle there. And nothing much going on here. Nothing in the serial number. I like to always keep an eye out around the seals and the serial numbers to see if there's any shifts in the print. Things should be kind of sitting nice and appropriately on the overall bill. Stop trying to knock it around. So if it's sitting off to an edge or something like that, that could be a miscut or misprint. This one's a little damaged. You can tell how the rest of the bill is deteriorating, but the seals and the serial number is not. Ooh, saw us a little, speaking of replacement notes, nothing on the back there. Nice little Dallas, Texas star note. Nothing in the serial number as far as collectible serial numbers go, but these star notes are neat. They're replacement notes. This serial number is most likely not the one that it replaced, but nevertheless, this is a replacement note shown by this star at the end of the serial number, which they do when they replace a note that was damaged during production. Overall, not bad condition. I mean, it's a little beat up. Got ourselves a fold. Looks like somebody folded it this way as well at one point. But I will set it aside as kind of a cool little find, and we'll look it up at the end of the video. 2017 A. And a little bit of kind of a odometer note here, where it's a stuck digit. You can't see it, but a stuck digit right there. That's 7 on the end. If it was sitting really high or really low, then I would probably hold on to it. Yeah, this little excess of ink. Either one of those wet ink transfers or just excess of ink from the front. Kind of cool. 787876. If 78 would have been repeating across the whole thing, it would have been a nice repeater serial number. I know, creative name. And would be worth a bit over face value, $5 to $10. Nothing on the back, a little tore up too, and a little beat up. 04, 08, 04, 9, 333. Little bit of a stuck digit on those 3s, just a hair up. Now, if they're really, really off, like a fair amount of percent off as far as a stuck digit, then those can be worth good money. Otherwise, they're kind of acceptable within a certain range. This is a free little booger. Yeah, some 4s in the middle, but nothing too crazy. 2017 note. This one's been wet too, I can tell by the discoloration. Same as the one below it. And nothing going on the back. Do keep an eye out around just kind of areas of fine detail. Sometimes you can see things a little wonky or misprinted, and those could be worth money. Yeah, 6s and 8s in the middle. If it would have been repetitious across the whole serial number, I probably would have held on to it. A little bit older note, 2006. Again, nothing to really talk about graphics-wise. They haven't changed anything with $1 notes in the U.S. since the 50s. Adventurous so far, getting down there. Thanks for sticking with me. Couple of 2s, nothing really else jumping out. 2017 note. This is a Fort Worth one. That's kind of neato. Richmond, Virginia seal. And nothing going on the back. Little bit of kind of a smudge here, but nothing crazy. Yeah, moving on. 2009 Series $1 note. I've had a lot of ones in this search, so not too much variety going on for my channel being variety and errors, but hey, whatever. Star notes are kind of a variety note, I guess. Nothing going on. A little bit of damage going on and a fold up the middle. Nothing really jumping out. 2017 A series. Tons of them printed for 2017 and 2017 A. Nothing. The serial number. Everything looks printed appropriately. Nothing going on there. Hey, kind of cool. 4100 1018. Not really not a date note or anything like that, but kind of neat. I would love to come across a 0101 all the way through binary note. That would be nice, or a note with 2 digits in the serial number, but a true binary is going to be 0s and 1s. Yeah, nothing going on here. Lots of discoloration around the note. So you can kind of see how there's all these different little discolorations going on, most of which are going to look or appear to be post-production damage. So getting down there, last 3 notes, a little bit different denominations than what we've seen mostly in this video. 2017 A $5 note. They redesigned them about 20 years ago now, time flying by, to combat counterfeiting. So I think it's actually now like hundreds that are most counterfeited around the world, a lot out of like Peru and places like that. But 5s for a while were also pumped out, since a lot of people use them and they're considered small notes, small size denominations, and so I think they're checked less in stores for counterfeit. $10 note, series 2013. 1918. Lots of stuff happened in that year, but not a date note. Keep an eye out around color changing ink portions of notes on 100s, 20s, 10s, and sometimes there's some print issues around those. Nice depiction of U.S. Treasury on the back. The building is not exciting whatsoever. I think the abundance of flags around it usually kind of upchurches the look, but it's still pretty neat. Nothing on that one. $20 note. Last but not least, Series 2013. Nothing going on in the serial number. A little shift up in the seal, but very, very minor. Back of the note. A little stray inking. I always kind of see it on 20s and as well as 10s around where the trees are. They love putting trees on each side, I guess, to kind of fill up the space. But usually you'll see a little ink issues here and there. If it's really heavy, I've seen those go for quite a bit of money on eBay and across Facebook groups for sales and stuff. But nothing on this bad boy, but still worth $20. So what did we hold on to? My cute little corgi mat. Nice little star note. Let's look it up, see if there's anything more interesting than it just being a replacement note, which we can do over on mycurrencycollection.com. So let's check that out and see what the deal is. Any more info with this star note. All right, so I've entered the serial number and I will hit search. We can see there's 3.2 million of them made. They are a regular replacement type, and total printed was 9.8 million. So we can scroll down, we can kind of see a breakdown of different things about the serial number. We can see how cool the serial number is. And we can check it. Rating is uncool. which they base off of collectability of patterns and such. So let's go back and check out the info on the serial number. We can click here. It'll tell us kind of a little more. We knew it was printed at Fort Worth. Then we can kind of scroll down here and see where it falls in the overall print. We can see that if we would have been down here with sheet notes, it would have been worth a little more than face value. But in this case, maybe worth a few bucks.